Amazon's entry into the groceries market has incumbents scrambling to fight back. Credit, Gevorg Jansazian. Getty Images. Changes have been coming thick and fast at Walmart, the American retail giant that started life when Sam Walton opened a five-and-dime store in Bentonville, Arkansas, in 1950. The past few months have seen the company snap up high-end online businesses as it aims to take on upstart rival Amazon in the U.S. Now Walmart is overhauling its overseas operations as it tries to pick winners in the international market. Part of this strategy has seen Walmart sell off Asda, a company it has owned for 20 years. The company's first international foray dates back to 1991 when it opened a store in Mexico City and, at the last count, the corporate behemoth had a presence in 27 countries. However, the appointment of Judith McKenna to oversee its international operations has paved the way for a radical change of direction, and it is this that has underpinned the sale of Asda to Sainsbury's. The deal, which will give Walmart £3 billion in cash and a 41% stake in the combined business, surprised some in the U.S. Sainsbury's Asda comment: "Puff, when I first saw the headlines over the weekend I thought Walmart was buying Sainsbury's," says Neil Stern, of retail consultants Macmillan Doolittle. "Then I reread the headlines and realized Walmart was selling Asda, which was the biggest acquisition it ever made. I think, looking at it from the point of the global chessboard, the UK market was very competitive. It was impossible to grow Asda. It had settled to being a very unhappy number 3 in that marketplace. Quite simply, Walmart believes that the money it will receive for Asda can be better spent elsewhere. It is looking to increase its footprint in India, where it is battling Amazon for a majority stake in the country's leading online retailer Flipkart. The American chain also has its eyes firmly set on China. It seems to me that Walmart is looking for growth, and the markets in the UK and Brazil have not been very attractive in this respect," says Rajiv Lal, a professor in retail at Harvard Business School. The Asda deal is not the first time that Walmart has discovered the formula that works so well in the US is not always easy to transplant. In 2006 it admitted defeat in Germany, selling its 85 stores to a local retailer and, according to the New York Times, taking a $1 billion hit in the process. The consensus among analysts is that the UK, like Germany, was difficult to crack. The problem with the UK market is that it was very competitive, and Asda never really gained much market share, says Brian Yarbrough, research analyst with Edward Jones. Losing battle with Amazon forced Walmart's UK retreat. Walmart, of course, is a venerable institution. For decades it was a story of inexorable growth and success as the company spread rapidly across the U.S. to such an extent that it was estimated that around half the population lived within 5 miles of one of its stores. But a formula that worked in the 60s and 70s was hardly appropriate in the age of the internet, especially once Amazon, a company operating on wafer-thin margins, came on the scene. One of the issues is that it is a very big business, a lot of its parts are very mature, says Neil Saunders, managing director and retail analyst at Global Data Retail. It is not as nimble as Amazon, but it has done a very good job in adapting. Much of the credit should go to Doug McMillon, Walmart's chief executive since 2014. He started with the company in 1984, as an hourly paid associate, in one of its distribution centers. In an interview last December he made clear that it had to embrace change. "I think Walmart deserves to be part of the future and has a culture that enables us to get there." Under McMillon, Walmart has taken the fight to Amazon. In 2016 it bought Jet.com, an e-commerce startup, for $3.3 billion, £2.4 billion. Market share, how the grocery sector stacks up. It proved to be a masterstroke as Walmart's e-commerce sales soared. The company poached Denise and Candela, who previously worked at upmarket companies like Ralph Lauren and Saks Fifth Avenue. Men's fashion retailer Bonobos was bought for $300 million, and a deal has also been struck with Lord. Walmart is also investigating a move into the health market, reportedly in talks to acquire leading health insurer Humana. Should the deal come off, it will add 14.2 million policyholders to its customer base. At $37.5 billion, this would be the largest purchase in the company's history. It is a move that would open another front in the war with Amazon, which is also moving into the sector. It is all part of a strategy under McMillon in which Walmart is trying to punch its weight at home and abroad. McMillon has taken a hard look at the business since becoming chief executive, says Charles Fishman, author of The Walmart Effect. He is particularly clear-eyed and does not live in the world of wishful thinking. If Asda has not been a great driver of growth in the last 20 years, it is not going to be in year 22. I was surprised they were turning the business over to the Brits. They don't sell things very often. But McMillan is not a man to shy away from tough and, at times, controversial decisions, Fishman adds. He was the man who said the company was not paying people enough, and if people were not paid enough, they would be disinterested in their customers. Doug McMillan is the man who has closed 450 stores. When he took over, they had closed only